Don't be alarmed, we're Negroes.
Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Rodney383, Anime Real Talk TV. And today I got my boy with me, Zick Like Gory.
What it do, people? Back again.
And you know what? We finna review the Avengers. And you know what? This ain't just any regular review. We're talking about spoiler ridiculous.
Yes.
And who better to have here than my man Zip Like Gory? Because he know a lot about the comic book tips. So we going in. So, you want to get started on just let's at this point, I'm not even going to entertain the idea that no one knows what the Avengers are. So let's just run down the characters first of all, and then just talk about the characters and how they were portrayed in the film. Let's go ahead and do that. You want to start?
Well, I guess we can start with the villain because I saw it twice and the first viewing, perfect, great, and I still love it, but it's just I feel like Loki. I feel like Joss Whedon was trying to make Loki too much of a sympathetic villain. He was a good villain, but I kind of wish he was just all out pure evil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, cause I've watched the Loki and Thor Blood Brothers, which is based on a comic, is
Hmm.
like like a motion comic, and in that particular piece, Balder was talking to Loki, and he said, there are many different versions of Loki. Loki as a woman, Loki as a child, all types of them, and none of them are destined to rule. And when he said that to him, it kind of made sense. And when I go back to the film, I'm like, well, his destiny is inevitable. Like he will not win. This is, it's so. But I also could see his side of the situation.
Hmm.
Um, but at a certain point, you gotta think, hey, Thor's come to you too many times. You know he got a tendency and a talent for whooping ass, and you proceed to just shit on his hand.
Yeah, it's pretty much just jealousy and spite. That's what it's all about. He wants to be Thor. He wants to be Odin's favorite son and all of that. But like you said, he's just destined to lose. But still though, Tom Hiddleston did a good job as Loki. I liked him better in Avengers than I did in Thor.
Great job, great job. And I also like how he would go between, like he would have the scepter and he would go in between, I guess time and space. So he
Yeah.
would talk to the aliens on the other side of the realm, so to speak,
Hmm.
and he would like transform into his regular clothes. I also like how he did more. Well, he did a lot more clones in here, of course, but then he did like he could just make his suit come on and stuff. Like I thought that was very cleverly done.
Yeah, the costume was cool. I like the fact that he had the helmet on and stuff like that. That was awesome. I really
hmm
enjoyed that about Loki.
Let's go to Thor. And Thor comes through. I was a little thrown off that he didn't at least acknowledge Iron Man, or like see that he was in a situation of that they were against him as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
uh-huh.
he just went over there and said, "Man, get the fuck out of my way, bitch," and took his brother. I was like, "Damn, now that's how you do shit. You get in and you get out."
Yeah, I like that. He definitely was my one of my favorite characters in the movie. Thor was great. And I love the fight between him and Iron Man. That was great because there's one point when he hits him with lightning with the hammer and shit, and then like Tony's armor is like
It charges
yeah, it
up.
charges up, and then he hits him back, and Thor is like still whooping that ass. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, his power was ridiculous in here. And I also, man, every time he got to swinging that hammer,
Yeah,
oh, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like this dude, he's a problem. Like straight up, he's a
for
problem.
sure.
How did you like the sleeveless or shingleless arms? How did you like that? Because I noticed that through the movie, inexplicably, he just gets the shingles back on his arms, which, I ain't gonna question that he's a god, but whatever. But I was wondering why they went with that.
Yeah, I pretty much didn't have a problem with the whole sleeveless thing because there was one point where he has the hammer and he's charging it up and then like the full armor or his full clothing comes on, his full god clothing comes on. I thought that was a really cool scene when they did that. So I didn't have a problem with that at all.
Have fans across the board accepted the non-helmet wearing. Like, had they just said fuck it, he ain't gonna wear the helmet, it's better this way. What's going on with that? I mean, I like the helmet. I don't have any problem with him not wearing the helmet. Like,
Me either. Like I haven't heard any complaints at all. I don't think he needs it. I mean, eventually in the fight he's gonna get knocked off anyway, so whatever. You know?
yeah.
So we don't need the helmet necessarily. It's just there more like for, that'd be cool if it was there, but should it get knocked off?
Well, let's move on to Iron Man. And as arrogant and egotistical and narcissistic as ever, I have to say, but he backs it up with badassery. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I love Tony. I mean, he's Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. It was great. I did kind of wish though that he did have like an upgraded armor or something, because it's getting
Hmm.
to the point now in these movies where he needs like a leap in technology with his armor, because he's getting owned. Like I
Yeah.
think twice he had to do something with his armor in this movie because it got torn up and whatnot.
Uh-huh. And he had to use like a prototype, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That wasn't ready yet, but it worked just fine to me. Shit. I mean, you could tell the upgrades, the suit, the same color, the build of the suit and just extra appendages he has on. You know, the last suit, the final suit that he put on had like a lot of missile compartments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was jumping up into the sky, when, well, when he went up into space, you know what I mean. The shit fell off his back, like as if like a shuttle would go into space and then it would break off the extra shit and they would just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, so he had upgrades to his suit, slightly different things with the suit, but overall it was the same. And I was like, come on, dude, make a ridiculous suit. I'm talking like, not nothing crazy, but man, I want that blue patent leather suit. I mean, I want something ridiculous.
Yeah, I wanted something too more with the armor, with his armors, but hopefully in the third film we can get more of that. But yeah, I was overall satisfied with Tony, and that was really cool scene when he jumped out of the window and the suit came on. That was a really, really well done scene.
Well, he was thrown out the
Yeah,
window.
he was thrown out the window by
Yeah,
Loki, but still,
it's pretty awesome.
yeah,
And him and Pepper Potts, man, I love, like, she came off as super ultra sexy in this.
yeah,
Not
she
that
did.
she wasn't before. Not that she wasn't before. But she was working that today. I was like, damn, Tony pulled that. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Yes. Mhm. Yep.
yeah. I didn't
Mhm.
expect to see her in here actually, but yeah, that was cool that they put Tony. I mean, Pepper in here.
And she in the little shorts and stuff. I'm like, man, you you got that in-house stuff? Okay. All right then. Well, hey, whatever. That's what's up. You know. Hey, let's go on to the favorite, the Ruffalo Hulk.
Yeah,
Ah, man. You know what? I love the way that they put him in situations towards the front of the movie that you would think that he would Hulk out, but they didn't make him Hulk out, and I was like, oh shit, the suspense is killing me.
yeah.
Oh. And I was like, yes, because typically you don't want him to Hulk out with the first little thing. It had to show some restraint, and it also wouldn't have been suspenseful. And man, I loved it. Like when he finally did Hulk out.
It was fucking great. And the best, like I said, this is the best rendition of the Hulk. Like he's not too diesel looking. He's just right. In
Mhm.
the shade, like we talked about in the trailer, when we talking about the trailers for this, the shade of green was perfect. I didn't have a problem with that at all.
This seems to be a thing with some of the fans. They feel that the Hulk shouldn't look like the person, like they shouldn't look like Banner. Which this movie showed that it's concretely continuitable that he does look like have some resemblance. Like it makes it that much realer.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you gotta have it looking like him somehow. It is him. It's just a different type of version of him, you know?
I loved it, man. Hey, also, only thing about Hulk, I wish he talked more.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like Earth of I'm talking him and Thor like calling him Blondie and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh man, I was like, please, for the love of everything on the planet, make him say something. And he said something to Loki. I see what happened. Like the saying he grabbed Loki
Bam, bam, yeah, yeah.
like a fucking rag doll.
My audience were wild with.
They was super loud, and then when he said something right after that, you couldn't hear it at
Yeah,
all.
exactly. I was like, God damn it, but it was great. It was a great moment.
It was something with God in it. Like it was something he said. God was in the sentence that he said. It was man, it was crazy. I was loving it, and his yeah, it was just right, man.
Yeah, the way he
Just
interacts with people, like he looks like a real living, breathing thing. Like him and when he was chasing Black Widow, that was great. When he was
hmm
fighting Thor on the plane, and that shit was just awesome. Like Thor would grab him on the hand, like, and you would think like the CGI would be like, oh, okay, you can tell that's fake and whatnot, but no, it looks real. It's crazy, and I love how he tried to grab the hammer and he couldn't pick it up. That was awesome.
I know. I was like, cause I was thinking, like in the theater, people was looking like, why can't he pick it up? He's stronger. Bitch, you need to learn your history, boy. He can't. That's magic. But
So,
yeah, yeah.
that
Uh,
was
you
great.
know what? And also, like, kind of, I was thinking at the end, we're gonna be jumping around, guys. So just going in. But at the end, he kind of, while hoked up, realizes what side he's on and actually becomes a part of the team. I didn't think there was any justification for how he was at that state of mind.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because he's like, that's my secret. I'm always angry with. I'm like, okay, so you can just kind of do it at will, but that was kind of weird. Like I feel like something should have pissed him off, and then he should have
So
hulked out.
he was fucking up the helicarrier.
Right.
You wasn't on that shit, but later on I mean, see, that kind of didn't make sense, you know what I'm saying, to me. um and it also didn't make it seem as if Bruce is his character and the Hulk is his own character, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. and,
exactly.
and like, cuz you can't control what the Hulk do, you know what I'm saying. I mean, on your end, so once he Hulk up, what control do you have other than being able to turn the Hulk on when you feel like,
Yeah,
I thought that was a little flaky, but overall, awesomeness, ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. It was still a great moment.
Let's move on to Black Widow. Now we see Black Widow like in the beginning of the movie when she go to get Hulk and stuff, and like I really like about Black Widow more than two instances where she showed the fear of the Hulk. Like she showed it. Like
Yeah,
when he yelled at her and she pulled the gun and it looked like it was a little tear coming up under her eye because she realized if this nigga Hulk up right now, I'm not getting out of here. Like straight up, no matter how many people outside. And later on, when he first hulks up, man, she was terrified and it showed. I was like, yes, respect it. Yo, you gonna respect that gamma shit.
for sure, for sure. I'm glad they did that as well. Showing that I mean, this is the Hulk. I mean, yeah, he's a good guy and all, but he's still a monster and shit. So that was good what they did with Black Widow's character. I also like that she was able to do other things. She pretty much kind of saved the day with the whole portal thing. She had the
Yeah,
staff and everything. They were showing off her agility and all of that, and they gave her a little backstory. It was great. And she looks better with
yeah.
the shorter hair. I'm sorry, but
I do. Yeah, yeah. I do like that.
yeah,
Yeah. It's more tactile. It's more efficient to going out and doing missions and shit like that. So I thought it was pretty awesome. A lot of people, myself included, at one point would think like, Hawkeye and Black Widow, like what the fuck. But at the end of the day, heavy hitters are doing the heavy hitter shit, while the lesser powerful characters are working towards getting to certain points to do certain tasks, just like Black Widow was doing.
mhm,
So you can't have the heavy hitters also saving the day. Also, I mean, no, like also doing every aspect of it and expecting them to just carry the whole. Everybody has their own abilities and their own attributes that they bring, and you really saw that throughout the film. I loved her. Yeah, she was going in.
for sure.
Now, Hawkeye, He got a bow and arrow, yo.
He was great. Jeremy Renner did a good job. Yeah, man. I didn't expect that he was gonna be controlled by Loki at first. I thought he was just gonna be, like a training segment with Black Widow or something. Because the way they were showing it in the trailers, I thought that was I thought that was how they were gonna portray it in the movie. But that was cool seeing him do that. Being controlled. But when he got back on the good side, it was also awesome. Like he was on a roof just owning shit. Like there was one point where he doesn't even look at like a target and he hits it. It's just
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was
He had some badass parts. I love when he whipped out the bow. Like every time he would like snap his arm and it would like expand.
yeah, yeah.
And I think he did it like 3 times. And I was like, yeah, I like that sound that he make when he do. Yeah, take that. And I was like, yeah, that shit was jumping. I was he was good for what they showed of him. They gave you a little bit of insight or just a vague little connection between him and Black Widow. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because she was playing so many mind games or word games throughout the movie, but you actually after she talked to Loki and stuff and realized, yeah, like going into it, it's true. But if you just seen the movie, you'll be thinking like, oh, she was playing his ass. But then you find out, yeah, it was kind of true. They got some kind of connection. So, you know, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I really really enjoyed his character for the few amount of screen time that he had. It was great seeing him on there. Definitely would like to see him come back in more future Marvel movies.
Captain America, go in on that. Go in, man. Go in.
Yeah, he had some great moments. I mean, him and Tony was going back and forth, and I think he had no him and Banner pretty much got together pretty along pretty well. But I liked how him and Agent Coulson looked up to him and everything. But yeah, he had some great moments. I like the first fight he had with Loki, even though Loki could technically still beat his ass, but still he was kind of the voice of reason in a way as well. When Thor and Tony first fought, he was like stop, and you know he still was able to kind of get to get the group together because at first there was really no leader, but he pretty much was a leader at the end of the day, and I like how they did that with his character.
He commanded it. He commanded it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's. I mean, how do you feel about how they like? Do you think he was depowered or was he less? Did he show less strength? Like, I'm curious to know, like, through comics and stuff, what is he capable of doing physically? Like, am I talking about kicking a bus across the street? Like what is his?
I don't think he can do that. Like he's at peak human condition, so it's like they portrayed him pretty much accurately.
Okay, cool. And his shield game?
Yes,
Oh, come on. His shield game was stupid. I mean, it was sick.
great.
Man, this and then like when Thor hit him with the hammer, you want me to drop the hammer?
Oh
And then
yeah,
he hit the vibranium and it just like vibrated a pulse that like knocked everybody out.
yeah, that was awesome. That was a great moment.
I didn't know I can do that. That's all I was thinking. He was like, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I I take that. You know, man, shit was lovely. What about the aliens in there? How you like those?
Yeah, the Centuries. They were pretty cool. I did want to see, like you said in your review, I wanted to see more of like the aliens talking and whatnot, but for you can't. I mean, you only got so much to balance on screen. They did a good job for what they had.
Yeah, I thought they were very, very hard to see details. There was so much going on that you had to really squint to see the separation between their helmets, their armor, their skin. It was really hard to see them, exactly clearly.
Hmm.
But that pretty awesome. I mean, they're typical type villains. I wish they had like generals. Like like you would have those foot soldiers going in, but you have like the bigger yoked up general.
Yeah.
Boss battle type shit.
I did think that the Leviathans were kind of easily taken out because it was like Thor, Iron, all of them were kind of taking them out pretty easily. But I would have liked a little bit more of a struggle, but it was pretty cool.
I think once you figured out that it was organic or that the thing had a head,
Yeah.
all you had to do was aim for that, and that was a wrap. I mean, that was a wrap, Scully. You know, I don't know. I kind of liked it. I was thinking like, shit, if Thor can just use lightning and just put the lightning in front of the portal like forever, they would just run into that shit and everybody would get vaporized. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, exactly.
But you can see that as soon as I thought that when I was watching it, you can see that it's really straining him to like be putting out that much electricity, like to be calling that much lightning. He was really like shaking. He was shaking a little bit, so I can see how he couldn't keep that up like indefinitely and be like, oh, I'm a god. So
Yeah, they
pretty.
they didn't make every character too overpowered. That was another thing I was glad with in this movie.
Yeah, it was proportionate to what you know them to be able to do. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Comics and stuff. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I love their relationship with with each other
Mhm.
because they fight like brother and sister in there.
Yeah.
It was getting more. It was just gelling together so well as it went
Yeah,
along.
with the final battle, that sequence where the camera swoops to like every battle, you see, Cap and Thor, like their weapons come back to him, which I thought was cool. That was epic. Yeah, and then you see like every other character. It was just fucking awesome.
Oh look, and then it was really fast, but when Iron Man comes down, Cap is fighting, the aliens. Iron Man comes down real fast. Cap holds up his shield,
Oh
and
yeah.
shoots the beam, and then he spreads the beam like like shifts the shield, so like the beam ricochets and hits like 5 different ways. Man, I was like, and that was quick. Iron Man just came down, boom, did that, and just bounced. I was like, yo, this
Yeah, she was killer. She was nice. That was nice. Yeah, that was really well done.
man, Tony, man, he that nigga, man. I'm telling you, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Now, now let's talk about it, Agent Coulson. Let's go ahead and talk about
for sure.
it. Now, even though Nick Fury basically confirmed he was dead. He said that, but he also lied about the cards and stuff. So I'm wondering, number one is Shield. So it could possibly he could not be dead. You know what I'm saying? He could not be.
Yeah. Mhm.
He could not be. It's very hard to think that he's alive, but stranger things have happened. And Agent Coulson, he's kind of awesome. So we'll see where that goes. But man, I don't know why he didn't just shoot first and ask questions
That's what
later.
I'm saying. I mean, he got a good shot off of him, at the end of the day, but still, it's like I would have shot first and then, went to talking and shit. But yeah, it was, I don't know, kind of sad to see him go.
Now, how we looking at that helicarrier? How you like that there?
Shit was great, man.
Oh yeah, uh huh. I was loving it. It was looking just like, man. They had all the command centers and all of that Stark tech. Everything is holograms and shit.
Mhm.
Man, I never get tired of that. Like I want to live in that planet where like shit is just it's like that. I want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Man, it's ridiculous. Holograms and stuff. I love it.
Yeah, Nick Fury, I liked a lot better in this movie than he was in Iron Man 2. I would have liked to have seen him come down with the Avengers, even though he's not an Avenger. But that would have been cool, like if he just would have saved somebody, like Hawkeye was in trouble, and he just came out with like the gun, the rocket launcher, and just owned the alien.
Like in a Secret Invasion.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, it was the White Nick Fury, but you know what I'm talking about.
right.
He do what needs to be done. Oh, you wearing a shield uniform? You could die too, bitch. Like,
For sure,
man, ain't a whole lot to that. Sam Jackson, he that nigga,
for
man.
sure.
Literally.
He is.
Literally. He that nigga. Yeah. So what about the special effects? Now, me personally, I think that the special effects was of the utmost perfection, but some of the fights were so fast. I was getting a Transformers fastness to it. Not saying it's like, it was on point, but it was just super duper duper fast. Maybe just be me, but everything looked great though. I mean, I can't, nothing looked subpar. Everything was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with none of the special effects. I mean, Yeah, I can't think of anything that really was like, nah, that didn't look right. Like it was just it looked as a film, like the way it looks beautiful. The
Yeah,
cinematography is just excellent.
I kind of like the look of the alien, the main alien that he was talking to.
Hmm.
I guess we find out who that is, but the main alien that he was the go between. He looked had like a Sith, like Star Wars type vibe, and his teeth were bleeding. I didn't know why. Like out of nowhere, his teeth were just bleeding. I'm pretty sure they weren't bleeding as much as they were when he was done with the conversation. I'm pretty sure of that. So the shit just started bleeding profusely. You know, it was very, very dark, and it was it added an ominous, creepy feeling to when he was talking to Loki.
Yeah, the voice was great. I like the voice a lot.
Let's move on to.
Oh yeah, at the end, Thanos. It's Thanos, the
Mhm.
Mad Titan, and I'm guessing they're gonna be setting him up for the next Avengers movie. And when I saw that, I didn't expect that at all. I was wondering who, Loki was kind of taking orders from, because throughout the movie they were kind of hinting that Loki, like the guy he was talking to and stuff like that, like there was somebody else above him, but they weren't showing it. And then when they showed that,
Mhm.
his face kind of turns at the screen, and I was like, yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah. And they show his hand first, like he
Hmm.
was sitting on a throne. So the guy was talking to him, but his back was turned, like his chair was turned the opposite way. Big ass fucking huge chair. It was ridiculous. And you know what? The army being Thanos' army was, like, I guess by extension or whatever, was things that people like the comic book fans were saying.
Yeah, because they had, like, in Thor, they had, like, in Asgard, like they had the Infinity Gauntlet just sitting there. I'm like, okay, they probably just did that for like, ooh, look at this, we putting this in for the fans, but I didn't think that they were actually gonna lead up to Thanos.
Hmm.
That was awesome. So
That sets it up for Thor to be in. I mean, of course he's gonna be in it, but it sets it up for, like this film, Asgard to play another huge part because they know of the Infinity Gauntlet. The continuity of the film showed that they obtained that before this film happened, so they have knowledge of Thanos and what he can do and stuff like that. Now I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know where they got the gauntlet. The gauntlet might have been his. Then it went to somebody else. Then they beat that nigga for it. But I don't know if they took it actually from Thanos or if they came across it throughout the galaxy or the realms or whatever the case. I don't know.
yeah,
But the fact that they have that gauntlet puts them in a much more prominent role probably in the next film. Might get some more Asgardians too, which I would like.
I definitely. I mean, if they're going with Thanos, I mean, this motherfucker destroyed the Marvel Universe twice. So it's like, if they do that, I want to see some real fantastical, out of this world, crazy shit. I want this to make Avatar and anything look like shit. Like the fight gotta be awesome.
It looked awesome. Now, for the so it's spoilers, so you guys have already seen the movie, most of you guys, or you guys don't care about the spoilers. Now, for people who just seen the movies who don't know about the Thanos character, set up his power set. Like all right, number 1, I want to know how huge is he? How huge?
Alright, he's like
Hulk size?
he's probably bigger than Hulk.
Damn.
He bigger than Hulk. He can beat the shit out. He can pretty much own anyone on the Avengers right now.
Okay.
Um, in terms of power, put it like this: he's what Majin Buu was to the Dragon. No, he's what Shenron was to the Dragon Ball universe.
So he's battle ready. I mean, he finna go in with punches and kicks. He going in.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. So is he a king? Like, what is he?
Yeah, like I said, he's a Titan. Like Titans are more powerful than gods, so he's um like with the Infinity Gauntlet. Like I said, he destroyed the Marvel universe twice, but even without that, he's still really powerful. Like he can beat the shit out of Galactus if he wanted to.
So when you say destroy the Marvel universe, explain that exactly. Like, did he destroy the planet? Like,
Yeah, the whole universe, everything.
so, well, I ain't even go into how that could come back. It's probably some Madam Web bullshit or something galactif galactified or something that made the Earth come back, but just he he has the artifacts or the tools to do this.
Yeah, like with the Infinity Gauntlet, he did that. He can't do that on his own. Like that's the capabilities of the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Gems. Like each gem has like a place that it's supposed to go into in on the gauntlet, and when those gems get together, they're really powerful, like unstoppable. So
I see.
yeah,
Okay, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So that's good to know because let's go ahead and talk about the last scene of it because you got a pre-credit scene, after the little glitzy, glamorous graphics of showing who was in the movie and stuff.
yeah.
Then you get the Thanos scene, but then you get the scrolling text stuff which you're used to, the credits. After that, you get a scene that was random as fuck, but it made sense. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they thought enough to put that in there for the randomness camp factor of funness is ridiculous. These motherfuckers
Sitting at the
went to
table.
they went to the sandwich shop
Yeah,
where Tony was saying he like and his arm is fucked up. The Hulk is yelling at him like he's just disoriented. He's talking about eating sandwiches. And you know what I said after that? I seen it. I was like, hey, they earned it. That's on the house right there.
for sure.
And you got and you had people in the back cleaning up.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was ridiculous. And then the fucking place was like wrecked. They're just
Yeah.
like I'm like the fact like there's so many things about that scene that are patently absurd. Like the fact that your shit is wrecked, that's number one. The fact that you sat back and made sandwiches for these motherfuckers, I don't care who they is. The fact that you actually said, better hit the grill. I mean, in all honesty, I would have did it, but still,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
for sure.
man, that was great, man.
I
That
like
was
the fact that they did that. Yeah, I was like the only guy who pretty much stayed after the credits though, which is weird because usually people, they know there's
yeah,
gonna be some shit after the credits after these movies, but I liked
yeah.
it. That scene was cool.
Man, it was great. It was random. It added a nice after so much epicness, it had you laughing your ass off. Man, like just watching Thor eat a sandwich, man, was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, they looked like they was all kind of like annoyed and the shit. I would have loved to have seen Hulk those eating with them. That would have been even better. Just
Man,
hulked
and
out, sitting there, just eating.
yes. And again, man, I wish that he was like almost just like his Earth Mightiest Heroes version Hulk.
Hmm.
This one was great. Oh man, was great on so many levels. But man, I would have loved it so. I don't know. Like I don't know if I can love the movie anymore. But man, that would have been epic if he was been talking like Earth Mightiest Hero. Man, whoo!
I think
It was
Mark Ruffalo signed on for a six-picture deal with them. So at first they was like Hulk is not getting another movie, but now everybody loved the character. He's getting the movie now. So hopefully
mhm.
in his next solo film he talks and stuff like that. That'd be cool. And in the next
Yeah.
Avengers movie, I want to see him walking around in the carrier and stuff like that. The Avengers Tower, all of that.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you think about it logically through the comics, I guess, he didn't have enough time to. Well, they could have put that in there, but just for the sake of argument, that was a struggle between both of them
Hmm.
internally, or in the decision that they came to help, you know, the Avengers out. Oh, I'll be on the team, but I gotta stay Hulk. And that was something that they came to within themselves. They could have put that in there, but hey, I can I can wait. I can wait. Cause I want him going back and forth, calling the Hulk Blondie and going around. I mean, just straight disrespect.
Yeah.
Like
With that
straight
deep,
disrespect.
epic voice, yes, you gotta have
Yeah,
that in
yeah,
there.
yeah. And I gotta go see it again to hear the voice because I couldn't hear it. Like the cheering was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was insane, man. It was like a
It was
fucking
awesome.
concert or some shit.
I know, yeah, it was good stuff. Anything else that we can put some more light on? How about comic book references throughout the? What did you notice like that stood out? Shops that are in the
Yeah, yeah.
comics.
Stock Tower I thought was cool. I'm trying to think, cause I mean there was so much. I'm gonna have to see it again myself, cause I've seen it twice, but still I'm gonna have to go in again and check for Easter eggs and all of that.
And speaking of Stark Tower, at the end, like they fucked up the whole place and everything fell off but the
Yeah,
A.
but the A,
So it,
yeah,
so it gave a little like, yeah, this gonna be Avengers Tower
yeah,
right there.
that
We
that was
going in,
cool. I like that.
we going in. Yeah, yeah. That was good stuff. I'm trying cause I all of them. Well, I want to say all of the movies. I know Thor had a lot of creators in it. Um, like on that hammer scene,
Mhm.
wasn't one of them like was
Yeah,
Jeff?
JMS, J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah. Yeah, so and less they had Stan Lee in
Yeah,
here.
Stan Lee was in here. Yep. Mhm.
You know what? He's all right. He's an okay, cool dude and whatever. Like, the fact that he's still in the movies is like it's great.
To keep his fame up, cause he's not writing any comics nowadays. He's just kind of appearing in them, but
Yeah.
honestly,
I
it
mean,
doesn't
hey,
bother me that much.
he's earned it. He's earned it. I just, they at least they think of creative ways to put him in. Like on Thor, was it Thor or Iron Man? He had the Hugh Hefner going on with the chicks on the arm, and he had like
Yeah, that
the
was
tongue.
Iron Man too. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's Hugh Hefner. He about to go to the grotto. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, yeah, that's what's up, Stan Lee. He be going in. But yeah, that's about it, man. I mean, it was very enjoyable. It was so epic.
Yeah, see it in theaters. Don't wait till like it comes on DVD. See it in theaters on the big screen. I saw yeah the first time I saw it in IMAX 3D. I don't like 3D, because my eyes it bothers my eyes, but
Yeah.
whatever. But the second time I saw it in 2D, it's still just as cool.
I gotta say today because of where I was sitting, because I got there thinking that I don't know why I thought it was gonna be empty, but it wasn't. So I was sitting in the second row towards the left.
Oh
So
man.
man, yeah. I mean, I still got the experience though, but I couldn't cock my head. It had to be straight, or the 3D would be like when I tilted my head, the 3D would look funny. So I had to hold my head up straight, and I was looking at it from a side angle.
Shit.
Um,
God
it was
damn.
kind of fucked up. So I'm gonna go next time, and yeah,
I like to sit towards the back, but
yeah,
I know what you mean. That shit is
like
just.
I don't like sitting with random people.
Mhm.
You know, and I mean, wish I was today, but I had space on. I had a seat on both sides of me, so I was like, yeah, going ham. So but yeah, definitely, I'm probably gonna go to the regular showing of it. Because I got the IMAX experience, so I can save a couple bucks, and I'm probably gonna go. I'm going tomorrow. I'm probably gonna go next week. I'm pretty sure of it, cause it's it's that awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go Monday again or Tuesday if I can.
I'm telling you, this is unprecedented. We is contributing to greatness here. Take, shut up and take my money. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, but this is Rodney 383. Holla at your boy.
It's your boy Ziploc Gory.
And this has been the Avengers, the spoilerific catastrophe review. Yeah. So tell us what you guys thought. It's spoilers, so hey, go ahead and discuss all types of theories or whatever you want to do because the shit is ridiculous. It is deserving of all the praise that it's getting and more. And that Ruffalo Hulk, yeah, he was going in.
Yes.
He was going in.
Epic shit.
All right. All right. Peace.
Peace.